Welcome everybody. Thank you for joining me today for today's class. And I want to focus on generating some heat with it being such a cold morning. So we're going to work on some strengthening poses. But as we move through today's practice, I really want to bring attention to moving through the asanas with effort and ease. Once we find our stability within a pose, then try to aim for comfort within that pose, whatever that means to you. Don't force anything. Just trust your body and move with effort and ease. So just close off the eyes, ground down into the sit bones. Lengthen through the spine, lifting the crown of the head. Roll the shoulders back and away and release them. Now you're held in a stable position. Release the parts of the body that aren't keeping you held. Soften the elbows, the face. Now start to scan the body, really noticing how you feel as we arrive on our mats. Start to observe the mind. Allow the thoughts just to come and go. Don't attach to any single thought, just let it pass. Now bring the right hand to the belly and the left hand to the chest. Excuse me. Feel the palms connected to the body connected to the palms. Now inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Lengthen the breath from the base of the belly, drawing the breath up through the torso to the collarbones. And exhale fully through the nose. Finding connection through the inhale and the exhale. Connection between the body and mind. Ready for today's practice. Find the effort and ease within the breath. Two more. Now we're going to do 3 rounds of alternate nostril breathing. So bring the index finger of the right hand and the middle finger to the third eye, and use the thumb and ring finger to close off the nostrils. Inhale fully through both. Exhale fully through both. Close off the right. Inhale through left. Exhale right. Fully. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Last round. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Bring the hands to the heart centre and rub the palms together. Place the palms over the eyes. Open the eyes inside and release the hands. So today we're going to begin in child's pose. If you just make your way into a wide-legged child's pose, bringing the big toes to touch, knees out to the edges of the mat. Drop the chest and heart to the mat, arms out long, fingers spread nice and wide. Drop the forehead to the mat. Just begin to feel the body soften and relax down to the mat. Walk the fingers slightly forward, opening up through the side of the body, lifting up onto the fingertips, forehead on the mat. Two more breaths here. Lift the forehead slightly off the mat and walk the hands round to the right side as far as is comfortable. Fingers spread nice and wide, and then release the forehead back down to the mat. Opening up through that left side. Lift up onto the fingertips. Now keeping the forehead nice and low, walking the hands back through the centre and over to the left side. Reaching the fingers away. Feeling the stretch from the right hip all the way to the fingers. Lifting up onto the fingertips. Inhale and exhale here. Walk the hands back through the centre. Soften everything down to the mat. Release the hands, release the forehead. Now inhale, slowly lift up to tabletop. Spread the fingers nice and wide, making sure the wrists are under the shoulders and the knees are under the hips. Lengthen through the back of the neck, a nice neutral spine. And just start to bring some movement, move the chest just slightly beyond the hands, starting to warm up the wrists. Don't force anything. Now turn the fingers to the outer edges of the mat and a gentle sway side to side. Now turn the fingers in towards the knees and just very small movements here, backwards and forwards, stretching the underneath of the forearms. Excuse me. Now turn the fingers back round to face the front. Checking your alignment here and pressing firmly into the hands. Inhale, moving from the hips, drop the belly, lift the chin, open the throat. Exhale, round through the spine, drop the forehead, pressing into the hands, really opening through the upper back. And inhale, moving into cow, lift the chin. And exhale to round through the spine. Do 4 more. 3, 2, and last one. Coming back to a neutral spine. Press firmly into the right hand, lift the right arm up and overhead. Take the gaze down to the right corner of the mat and just circle the right arm forward, nice and big. Gaze point down, really starting to warm up the shoulders. Spreading the fingers wide. And the opposite way. And bring that arm up and overhead, reaching up with the fingers, spreading them wide, staring up at the hand, and exhale, thread the needle, drop the right ear to the mat, bringing that right hand under the left arm. Inhale to open and reach up to the right side. Exhale, ear to the mat. Last time to sweep that right hand up and exhale, holding this time as we thread the needle through the left arm. And feel the twist in the side of the waist and a nice opening through the shoulders. 2 more breaths. Press into the left hand to lift back into tabletop. Spread the fingers, check your alignment. Inhale, sweep the left arm up, reaching that hand away from the body, spread the fingers, gaze point down at the mat and circle the left arm. And the opposite way. Bring that left arm up and overhead, sweeping it right as high behind you as you can. And exhale, threading the needle under the right arm. Inhale to open out. Exhale to thread the needle. Last one, and we'll hold as we bring the left ear down to the mat. Close off the eyes. Notice the effort and the ease in this pose. Last breath here. Lifting back up into tabletop. Checking your alignment in tabletop, spreading the fingers nice and wide. Sweep that right foot to the side, keeping it in line with the hip. Coming into gate pose. Really pressing into the outer edge of the right foot, finding your stability here. And just begin to send the hips back. Feel a nice stretch all the way through that right leg. And just a slight movement beyond the hands. Opening up through the hip. Just send the sit bones down to the heel and move the chest forward. Light engagement through the core here to help with your stability. And as you send the hips back this time, slide the hands back and lift the torso. Circle the arms up and overhead. Gaze point ahead, reach the palms away from the crown of the head. Inhale in here and exhale, cactus the arms, lift the chest, lift the throat. Inhale, reach the arms away, palms to touch. Exhale to lift the chest, open the throat. 3 more. Inhale to reach the hands and exhale, open the throat. Last one. Bringing the palms back to touch above the head. Inhale, stretch the palms away and exhale. Right hand to the right knee, left hand overhead. Reach the fingers away, gazing under the left arm. Holding in this side stretch. Core slightly activated, tailbones tucked. Come back to that deep yogic breath here. Let's lift the hands back up overhead and release the hands back down to the mat and sweep that right leg back behind. Back into tabletop before we do the left side. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Sweep that left leg in line with the hip, the left foot in line with the hip. Find your connection to the outer edge of the left foot. Inhale and exhale, send the sit bones back towards the right heel. Feel that opening through the right inner thigh, left inner thigh, sorry. Inhale forward and exhale back. Keep the connection with the foot. Last two. Now, as you send the sit bones back, slide the hands in towards you. Use the core to lift up. Circle the arms up and overhead, palms to touch. Reach the hands away, gaze point ahead. Inhale and exhale, cactus the arms, lift the chest. Inhale, reach, exhale, lift the chin. 3 more. 2. Last one. Reach the hands up and overhead, pushing into the outer edge of the left foot, left palm to the left knee. Reach the right hand up and overhead. Side stretch. Two more breaths. Lift the arms up above and release the hands back down to the mat. Sweeping that left leg back behind you, back into tabletop position. Bring the knees together and send the sit bones back into child's pose. This time, bring the arms alongside the body, release the forehead to the mat and reset here. Last breath. Slide the hands forward and lift back into tabletop. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Inhale, point the right toes away. And exhale, round through the spine, drop the crown of the head, knee to nose. Inhale, reach the foot away. Exhale, knee to nose. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Step the right foot in between the hands, moving into runner's lunge. Close off the eyes here. Really bring an awareness to what you're feeling in your body. Last breath. Inhale here and exhale, send the sit bones back towards the heel, rolling on that right foot, nose to knee, half split. Inhale forward, exhale, half split. 3, 2, last one. Plant the palms, press into the fingers, lift the chest. Really pressing down into that right foot. Now use the core, peel the chest and heart away from the right thigh. Circle the arms up and overhead in crescent lunge. Reach the fingers up and overhead. Feel that stretch through the side body, cores engaged. Maybe look up at the hands. Inhale here and exhale, opening into a right side twist, looking back at the right hand, really pressing into that front foot for stability. And release through the breath. Cartwheel the hands down to frame the right foot and step the right foot back into tabletop. Let's just take some hip circles here before we do the left side. Releasing that lower back. Really roll through the spine. Take any movement you need. Bringing it back to the neutral position now. Inhale, take the left foot, point the toes away. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale and exhale, knee to nose. 3, 2, and last one, stepping that left foot through to the front, runner's lunge. Close off the eyes. Roll the shoulders back and away here. And release through the front of the right hip flexor down towards the mat. Inhale at the top and exhale, send the sit bones back, half split. Inhale forward, exhale back. 3, 2, 1. And coming back into runner's lunge. Pressing into that left foot, peel the chest and heart, circle the arms up and overhead. Reach away through the fingers. Gazing up at the hands, inhale here and exhale, opening into a left side twist. Pressing into that left foot for stability. Last breath here. Now cartwheel the hands, frame the left foot and step back with the left into wide-legged child's pose. Reset here. Release the forehead, release the hips down to the heels. Take one deep inhale here. Now open the lips and sigh out. Pressing into the hands, lifting back up into tabletop. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Tuck the toes. We're going to lift from the hips, sending the hips up into downward facing dog. Really slowly pedal out the feet here, sending the heels down towards the mat, sending the hips up towards the ceiling. Pressing strong into both hands. Maybe twisting under each time you bend your knee, twisting under the opposite arm. Slow pedal just to open everything up. Now bring the heels to stillness. Strong through the hands, send the left heel down, sweep the right leg up into three-legged dog. Now roll onto the left toes, bring the right knee to nose. Inhale, back up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale up. Exhale, knee to nose. Now place that right foot back down and pedal. You're doing great, strong through the arms here. Really connect to your breath. Sweeping the left leg up on the inhale, send the right heel down. Find that stretch in your three-legged dog. Now rolling on the right toes, exhaling, knee to nose. Inhale up, exhale, knee to nose. Two more. Now send the left foot back down and pedal. Bringing the feet to stillness. Make any adjustments you need here. Strong in your downward dog. This time, inhaling, rolling on both feet. Drop the hips. Lift the chest, upward facing dog. Lift the hips back up into downward facing dog. Two more. Inhale, drop the hips, strong through the arms, lift the chest. Exhale, back into down dog. Last one. And pedal the feet. This time rolling forward on the toes, moving into plank, strong through the body, pushing out through the heels, really generating some heat here. We're holding for 3 breaths. breaths. Now drop your knees, chest and chin, bending through the elbows. And then offer the whole body down, bow to the earth, arms above the head, forehead on the mat, and release. Inhale and exhale deeply here. Slide the hands back alongside the chest. Inhaling here, lift the chest, bending the elbows in cobra. Exhale, bow to the earth. Inhale, lift into cobra. Exhale, release to the mat. 3 more. 2. Last one. Now release the forehead, place the elbows alongside the chest this time. Hands spread nice and wide for stability. And pushing into the elbows, lifting the chest and heart into Sphinx. Close off the eyes here, really push down into the elbows to help with that lift. Keep the chin parallel to the floor. Holding here, finding the effort and the ease through the body and the breath. Now bend your right knee, moving into half frog, so your knee is parallel with the hip and your right foot is parallel with your right knee. In half frog in Sphinx. Stay lifted through the chest, stay connected to the breath. Last breath here. Release the right leg back behind and move the left knee in line with the left hip and left foot in line with the left knee in half frog. Release the left leg behind you. Slide the hands back and lift yourself up to a seated position. I am still working injured, so I might have to make a few adjustments in this one. I'll see how we go. So we're going to move into butterfly. So bring the soles of the feet to touch. Separate the sit bones, nice and lengthened through the back body. Really pressing the soles of the feet in towards each other, holding onto the knees, the shins, the feet, and just begin to flutter the knees. Close off the eyes and find connection to that breath. Bringing the knees to stillness. Try and keep the knees nice and open here. Inhale, circle the arms up and overhead, and exhale, moving into a right side twist. Using the left hand to lever into that twist a little bit more. Right hand as close to the spine as you can. Inhale to lengthen through the back body, and exhale, ease yourself into that twist. Close off the eyes. Send the knees down towards the mat. Now release back round to centre. Circle the arms up and overhead and taking it over to the left side. Bring the left hand in as close to the spine. Inhale to lengthen and exhale to soften into the twist. Sending the knees down towards the mat. Last breath. And release back through the centre. Roll the shoulders back and away. Holding onto the feet or the ankles. Find a slight lift in the chest. Keep the chin parallel. And hinging forward from the hips, just slowly begin to release the lower back, offering that chest and heart down towards the feet. Don't force anything, find the effort and the ease. Find your edge and hold, close off the eyes, and then release with the ease. Staying in a fold allows the body to unfurl in its own natural way. It's always best not to rush a fold, just let your body open. Last 3 breaths. And release the hands and slowly unravel the spine. Release the hands behind and do some windscreen wipers. Now bringing the legs back out long, separate the sit bones, find the length through the back body, release the shoulders, and bring the sole of the right foot connected to the inside of the left thigh. Just begin to feel that opening, maybe pressing to the hands to create some more length and stability through the back. Engage the core here. Really find a connection between the thigh and the sole of the foot. Now inhale, circle the arms once more, and exhale, folding over that left leg, keeping the left foot flexed towards the face. Really hinge from the hips and offer the chest and heart down towards the thigh. Maybe holding onto the foot, maybe release the hands to the floor. Keep an engagement of the core. Last breath. And now slowly lifting up back to a neutral spine. Release the shoulders. Take the legs out long, give them a little shake out. Keep that energy moving. And now bring the left sole of the foot connected to the right thigh. Really trying to find that opposing force between them for stability. Press into the hands to create length. Right foot flexed. Core switched on. Circle the arms up and overhead and exhale, release the chest and heart. Find your fold, hinging from the hips, pushing that left knee down into the mat. Move to your edge and let your body release the effort and the ease. Last breath there. And slide the hands back and coming into a neutral spine. Shake the legs out. Now ground down through the heels, flex the feet towards the face, roll the shoulders back and away. Find length through the spine. Circle the arms up and overhead. Palms to touch. Really reach the hands up and away from the ground and exhale, hinge from the hips. Moving forward, keeping the feet flexed. You can micro bend through the knees if you need to. Offer that chest and heart down to the thigh. And release everything when you get to your edge. Don't force. Stay connected to that breath. Lengthening the inhale and the exhale. Holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly move the hands back towards the hips, leaning back on the hands and shaking the legs out. Now, before we move down onto our mats, we're going to practice boat pose. So find that same length through the back body, nice and upright on the sit bones. Begin by moving the heels in towards you. Roll the shoulders back and away, holding on to the back of the knees. Inhale, just lift the feet. Just start to play around with what feels good for you. You can stay holding on to the back of the knees, knees bent. Maybe release the arms, move the chest and heart away from the thighs. Maybe straightening the legs. Squeezing the core, so you're pulling the navel through to the spine. You're pulling everything in the abdomen upwards and inwards. Holding on. Stay connected to your breath. The effort's in the body here, the ease is in the breath. 10, 9, 8, you've got this. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Drop the feet to the mat, hug the knees and drop the forehead onto the knees. It's a really good pose for strengthening the core, the whole body, and for detoxifying the body. So now we're going to make our way to the mats and we're going to do a low variation of boat. So bringing the feet together. Hands facing down at the side of the body to begin. Find a connection between the lower back and the mat, so make any adjustments you need. Separate the shoulders, maybe roll up onto the back so you're flattening your lower back into the mat. And before we begin to lift into boat, draw the navel through to the spine, pulling everything upwards and inwards. So you're hollowing out through the front of the body. Toes pointing away, feet together. Inhale, lift the arms, lift the legs, pointing the fingers forwards, pointing the feet forwards, hollowed through the front body, shoulder and head is lifted. We're holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Release the hands up and overhead. Pushing out through the heels, stretching out through the fingers. Really enjoy that full body stretch. Now plant the feet onto the mat. Separate the shoulders. Tuck the chin to the chest. Lift the feet off the mat, taking hold of the outer edges of the feet, moving into happy baby. Just to give the lower back a nice massage. And stretching everything out, opening out. Bring the body to stillness. Send both feet up towards the ceiling. Feet flex towards the face, palms facing down at the side of the body. Raising the legs is a really good way to bring calm and relaxation into the body. And now we're going to be lifting into shoulder stand. So if you need to rock yourself up into shoulder stand, please do. If not, just lift yourself up, supporting the lower back with the hands, moving the elbows in towards each other. Core switched on, feet are pointing away. Tailbone is tucked, lifting up towards the ceiling in one straight line. Core's engaged. Everything's switched on here. Last 3 breaths. Now slowly release the feet behind you if that's available to you. Moving into play. When the feet find the floor, tuck all 10 toes. Still keep supporting the back with the hands. Still try and find connection to the breath. Letting everything unfurl here. Last breath. Release the hands, taking hold of the feet if you can. If not, just slowly unravel the spine, notch by notch, back down onto the mat, slow and controlled. Releasing the feet, Release the hands out into a full body stretch. Inhale deeply and exhale deeply. Now bring the hands alongside the hips. Stacking the hands underneath the lower back or the pelvis. Bring the feet together so the hands are stacked on top of one another, underneath the glutes or the lower back. Bring the feet together. Just notice the breath there before we lift into fish. So inhale, pressing into the elbows, lift the chest, open the throat, moving onto the crown of the head. Feet are pointing away, pressing down towards the mat. Really opening up through the front body. Use the elbows to support you. Last 2 breaths. Now release the head back down to the mat. Release the shoulders. Move the hands away and hug the knees into the chest. Really give yourself a nice squeeze here. Rocking side to side. You've done brilliantly. Really strengthening and heat generating today. Now take the arms out to the side in a T shape. Inhale here and exhale, drop the knees over to the right, take the gaze over to the left hand and really start to let go and unwind. Last breath here. Use the core to bring the knees back into the chest and drop the knees to the left and the gaze to the right. Last breath before moving into your version of Shavasana. Please do whatever feels good for you today. Take the legs out long, or feet on the floor, knees bent, resting on each other, palms facing upwards. Tuck the chin to the chest, maybe separate the shoulders. Keeping the eyes closed. Take one long inhale through the nose and one exhale, sighing it out through the mouth. Feel the full body connection with the mat as the body releases down into the ground with ease, held without effort by the mat. Allow the front body to soften. Notice the cool air against the skin. Relax the jaw. Relax the skin around the eyes. Just let your body breathe in a natural rhythm. No effort. Body feels fully at ease in your Shavasana. Begin to bring some movement back into the fingers and toes. Inhale and exhale deeply. Please don't rush, but whenever you feel ready, move on to the right side. And make your way back to a comfortable seat in your own time. We're going to seal today's practice with Om and Shanti 3 times. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you all for practicing with me today. Namaste.